Forget what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
I have today issued an executive order directing the use of troops under federal authority to aid in the execution of federal law at Little Rock, Arkansas.
Was that today?
That was today, yeah.
Oh, wow.
President Eisenhower issued that executive order today.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty good thing to do since he's been dead for
No, that's impressive.
2 or 3 years.
That is impressive. Did the National Guard respond?
Yes, they did, as they always do. The National Guard is a good old guard. Is a good old guard, are they?
Okay.
If you needed a guard, the National Guard is the guard to have today.
In Little Rock, Arkansas.
Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Anywhere in the world.
Okay.
They're like the Marines. They go anywhere. Now, I just had 800,000 Marines hate me, and 800,000 soldiers hate me because I compared soldiers with Marines.
Right.
Everybody knows there's no comparison. And I'll just leave it at that. Anyways, today's Thursday, October 1st. October 1st! Can you believe that? Summer has just gone by and we're into fall. We're in the Freedom Studios on the 15th floor of the Patriot Towers in Liberty City. Where are we, Nate?
Kiribati.
Kiribati? Where's
that?
That
Oceania.
Oh, okay. It sounded Australian to me, kind of.
Yeah, well, close.
At the Billy Bong.
Close to Australia.
Well, Oceania is.
Yeah.
It's in the South Pacific somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a big Pacific.
Yeah.
Tell you, I read a good book about the Battle at Guadalcanal.
You might have.
Written by an author that's fairly famous. I can't think of his name now. Lukey? Something like that. He was there.
Stephen King?
No, it wasn't Stephen King.
Oh, okay.
This was not fiction.
Oh, all right.
This is what they call historical. But he made up funny. He made up funny names for like some of the admirals, like Nimitz.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of name is
that's weird.
Nimitz?
You know, half.
And then there was some like Mokasaki or something, like they make cars.
You know, half of the history books are fiction, right?
They are.
You said it was nonfiction. It's called history. Yeah, you didn't know that?
Half.
They get changed over the years, right?
Oh, you just got done reading 1984, didn't you?
Yes.
Double speak, erase the past, remodify, reverse.
Luckily, none of that
reinterpret.
is actually happening.
No, and that's never happened.
Oh, never.
With governments.
Never.
And such.
And it won't, ever. I read it in an article.
We had an exchange student. This was back in the 70s. He was from an African country, and I want to say it was Nigeria, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
And we were talking, and we asked him about like the Second World War and stuff, and the Nazis, and he had no idea what any of that was.
Yeah.
They just don't teach it.
It's not important.
It's not.
Do you know about all the wars that his country was involved in?
Not a one.
See?
But if there were wars there...
I don't think they won many.
You know, I wonder if there were battles in Nigeria during Second World War. I doubt it. It was Northern Africa mostly.
Yeah.
Not on the West.
Yeah,
I don't
know. You didn't even know if he was from Nigeria.
Wasn't sure, but it was some African country.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
South Africa?
No, he was not South African.
Okay.
Because, you know, he talked more with a Nigerian accent than he did with an English or British accent like they do in South Africa.
Right. Okay.
Or German accent like they do in Rwanda and stuff like that. No, Nigeria is pretty progressive, pretty modern, and they were sending students back and forth.
Sure. Yeah.
How did we get on that?
I don't know. You wanted to talk about Eisenhower.
Yeah, we started with Oceania somehow, and history, modifying history.
Well, yeah,
that's right.
Eisenhower had a big role to play in the Second World War.
He had a desk job or something.
It's a big role.
He was a 5-star general in command of the European theater. He was instrumental in planning D-Day.
He was a thespian? That's what you're saying?
No, his sister was a thespian.
Oh, okay.
He couldn't have been a thespian.
Oh. All right, let's move on to something else. I don't know.
He was reported to have had an affair with the driver of his car.
Yeah.
Thank God it was a woman. That would have been awkward if it was not. What are you doing? Looking at your phone?
I'm doing research.
Oh, sure you are. Look at Eisenhower has an affair with his driver.
Okay, I guess
I'm going to say is I got a neat thing for this day in history, and I got a nice trivia question that you will not get. We'll get to those a little later in the show. I'm foreshadowing.
Wow, and people will definitely stick around.
Oh, you bet you will.
They've now moved closer to the edges of their seats.
Yes, they're waiting. Anticipation.
I think we probably should start with the bad news of the day, right? Which is the shooting in Oregon.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Boehner's resignation.
That's not bad news.
I know.
That's kind of old news now, but that's excellent news.
Well, it was Saturday or something.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Everybody that is listening to this show probably watches the news, so you've seen probably as much as we have, and half of it probably isn't true, but there is a confirmed gunman shooting in an Oregon college, community college.
Umpqua Community College.
The notification I just got from Fox News was 10 confirmed dead, a bunch injured, and unconfirmed reports that he was lining people up and asking them if they were Christian. If they said yes, they get shot in the head.
Mm-hmm. And if they didn't, they said they weren't Christians, where did he shoot them?
I guess in the legs. So everybody got shot.
Even the atheists?
I don't know. Well, yeah, if they said no. Yeah, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I mean, the news about what happened will come out eventually, and eventually we'll maybe hear the real story. Supposedly he's a 20-year-old male. I don't know. Nobody seemed
I don't know if he was a student. Was he a student there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The people that I heard witnessed it
not much info
didn't
coming out.
really know him.
Yeah.
Nobody recognized him or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we listened to an eyewitness account who said that they heard a sound that sounded like firecrackers.
Yeah.
One of the classmates in her room went out to investigate, came back with bullet holes in her, and said, "It's not firecrackers."
Not firecrackers. It's horrible.
Yeah,
it's absolutely horrible.
We don't know what she didn't know what the result was for her, but she was shot a couple times.
Yeah.
She said,
right.
Must have been a Christian.
She said shot in leg and stomach.
Oh,
or arm and stomach. I'm not sure.
Maybe she wasn't a Christian then.
Yeah, that's horrible. And of course that's unconfirmed. I mean, I did see it in 2 different news stories, but that doesn't really mean much.
You know what? When he asked that question, what you should say is, "Are you a police officer and am I being detained?"
Yeah, would that work?
And I don't talk, and I don't answer questions.
Because Obama, of course, came out very quickly with his statement because he has it pre-written. I mean, he pretty much admits that, right? It's routine.
Well, you know what he said? He said, "Is if I had a community college, this is what he would look like."
Yeah. So I want to play that. Well, I don't want to, but we're going to play that. We're going to talk about it. But these people, you were talking about the witness or the person that was there that was interviewed, talking about they called the police. A bunch of people called the police.
Yeah. Let's get to that.
And waited for
an eternity.
What seems like forever, right? I mean, 20 minutes, whatever.
And she was like surprised.
Yeah, and I'm not even worried about that because a pretty traumatic event.
Right.
That's fine.
The question,
but the point is, it takes a long time for the police to get there.
When seconds count.
Yeah, and if it is true that he lined people up and asked people, "Are you a Christian?" and then shot them, right? the person next in line would have some time to react if they were armed or had some ability to defend themselves.
Yeah, that's the point. Is you're sheep.
Now they do have campus carry,
slaughter.
from what I understand. You can carry on campus in Oregon, but the schools can opt out, and I bet there are very, very few who do not opt out because that's what public education gets you. It's absolutely horrible. It's horrible to hear these people talk about it, and I mean they say it. We were helpless, right? I mean, there's nothing we could do. We had to wait for the police.
To be fair, there are a lot of private colleges that ban firearms as well. That's not public university.
Yeah, but the people that run the private colleges generally got their education through public education. So
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
sure it does.
No, it's because they feel that college kids aren't responsible.
Yeah. I know. I was trying to
lighten it up.
I was trying to make my earlier statement about public education still apply, but it didn't. It didn't. Anyway, let's listen to Obama.
As I said just a few months ago, and I said a few months before that, and I said each time we see one of these mass shootings, our thoughts and prayers are not enough. It's not enough.
It's true.
It does not capture the heartache and grief and anger that we should feel. And it does nothing to prevent this carnage from being inflicted someplace else in America.
Also true.
Nothing can stop it.
Next week.
Well,
nothing can stop it.
Sure it can.
No.
Or a couple of months from.
Sure it can.
No, what can stop it?
Sure it can.
What could stop it?
The second guy in line having a gun.
But that's no guarantee.
No, it's no guarantee, but it can stop it.
It could, but nothing could stop
you said.
it.
Can and could. That's the same thing.
All right, I'm saying nothing can.
There's no guarantee.
They might mitigate the damage.
Absolutely. He said
I will agree with that.
Stopping this kind of carnage.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody else in the room having a gun could stop this carnage.
That's what we're going to get to, of course. Yeah, you got to get rid of gun-free zones.
We don't yet know why this individual did what he did. And
we kind of know.
It's fair to say that
we might.
Anybody who does this,
unconfirmed,
has a sickness in their minds.
True.
Regardless of what they think their motivations may be.
It wasn't because he was a Muslim. That's what he's saying there.
We are not the only country on earth that has people with mental illnesses
True.
who want to do harm to other people.
True.
We are the only advanced country on earth that sees these kinds of mass shootings every few months. Somehow this has become routine. The reporting is routine. My response here at this podium ends up being routine.
This is where he smiles.
The conversation in the aftermath of it.
Yeah.
I just wondered, it would be interesting to see the frequency of mass shootings since 2008.
Yeah.
And how the subject of race has continued, and the conversation about all Muslims aren't bad and Islam is fine, and catering to some of these religious extremists.
Just not being able to say something like Islamic terrorist, right? Which his administration is incapable of, apparently. Yeah, that would be interesting. I bet there is a correlation.
Oh, I don't know. Steve, engineer, get on that, will you?
He's not good at things like that.
He's terrible.
We've become numb to this. We talked about this after Columbine and Blacksburg, after Tucson, after Newtown, after Aurora, after Charleston. It cannot be this easy for somebody who wants to inflict harm on other people to get his or her hands on a gun.
What do all those places have in common? Except for maybe the mall that was outside.
Yeah.
Well, the